Hey folks, I'm Mike. Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/Inkdependence. It keeps this blog ad-free. Hello folks and welcome to Inkdependence. Let's take a look at a pencil. I know this is a shock, but we've seen this a little bit before. I did an unboxing on this pencil, and at the time I hadn't really had a chance to look at it or, play with it or show it around, and now I have. So here is the Modern Fuel 2.0 mechanical pencil. This is the Cork Sleeve that it comes with. This is a very nice sleeve, and actually it does get comments every time I pull this out, but it's not the pencil, so let's put it aside. This pencil actually doesn't need any protection. The good thing about this sleeve is that it kind of keeps it oriented in your pocket because it doesn't have a clip. There's nothing going on with this pencil to mar the sort of minimalistic look of this guy. I suppose you could put a clip on it, but I don't know why you would. I think it looks pretty dope this way. One of the cool things about this pencil is that it is entirely made of steel. It's got custom internals and all this jazz. We'll take a look at those here in a minute. The only things that aren't steel are here an eraser and down here at the bottom, which you didn't even see that seam until I unscrewed it, right? Pretty cool. There's an O-ring in here, and that's it. The rest of this thing, well, I guess the graphite or whatever, but everything else is steel, so that's pretty cool. It does have an extendable lead tube here to protect it, keep it from breaking off. And then that all goes in, so you don't have this, pokey metal tube coming out of the front, which is a nice improvement, I think, on some other mechanical pencils. Although not unique, it is a good feature. I like that a lot. Now, I've taken the time to show this around to a bunch of pencil-loving friends of mine, and they all sort of look a little bit at me when I hand them a pencil because they know I'm a pen guy, and they go, "Oh man, if you're handing me a pencil, this had better be a special pencil." And they've all said this is a pencil that feels great in the hand. It looks nice. It works impeccably. I've got a 0.9 millimeter lead in here. Graphite in here, and I like it quite a lot for a pencil. Still, a pencil is probably not going to make it into my daily rotation or anything like that, but this is a pretty nice pencil. And it better be because we'll have to talk price here in a little bit, but it is a fairly expensive pencil. But first I want to do a brief teardown, show you what's inside this pencil and all those kind of features. So firstly, you don't have to have this eraser in here if you don't want to. It does come with a plug, which is kind of cool. So you take the eraser out, you put this little plug guy in its space, and you use the included hex key or Allen wrench or whatever we call it. Or whatever you call it locally to put that in there. And there we go. Now you just have this whole thing is steel. You don't have this eraser bit at the end. It also does come with tips for capacitative tips for smart technologies, which I think is kind of cool in case you're a person who uses a pencil and also uses an iPad or something of that nature. Let's go ahead and take this out of there right quick because we'll need to stick another Allen wrench in there. This came with, I'm not sure if this comes with, I don't see it on the Kickstarter as one of the basic things, but it probably doesn't cost too much to add on. And there's no telling exactly what will come with the production model. All right, so now you can't see in there probably, but inside here is another little hex key bit, and that's actually easy to find. I just kind of poke that in there. So once I've got that in there, I turned this bit to take off what I would call the knock. I'm sure it's probably called a knock on here as well because it's a pencil. And that comes off. And then you can just unscrew this bit down here. There we go. Voila, we have this. So the nose cone comes off. And now this is the whole teardown of the pencil, which is pretty neat. So there's all the bits and pieces. Not that many pieces to a pencil, really, but this is the complicated bit right here. And this is the part that you can actually switch out. It comes in 5, 7, and 9 millimeter leads, or 0.57, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9 millimeter apparatuses. And so if you'd like to change the style of lead you use or the size of lead you use, then you can just take out this bit, put it aside, stick in a new piece, reverse the process I just showed you, and voila, you have a new size of pencil. Just go ahead and put it back together. It's actually pretty easy to take apart and put back together, which I think is neat. I'm sure there's maybe another way to do this, but this is the way that's worked out well for me. And I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. All right, stick that back on there, and voila, pencil again. So yeah, this has been the Modern Fuel 2.0. They do have a 1.0 version on the side, or rather on the site, but I haven't used that one, so I can't really compare those two. Here is the pros and cons list. So pros, this thing is all metal. It is kind of, I don't even know if you can hear it. It's bomb-proof, man. This is a tough, tough pencil. So if you are looking for an EDC pencil, this is a pretty hardcore EDC pencil. It does have very nice fit and finish. I didn't actually even know that there was a seam down here. Even with your naked eye, it's very difficult to make out. In fact, I've lost it. I can't even see it on the metal body, which is pretty awesome. I had to look at the teardown on the website to find the seam that just disappears right there. And I always appreciate a nice seamless design if you can get it. So it's got that going for it. It also has great balance. This is a full-on steel pencil, but when you hold it in your hand, it is very well balanced. And this is something that's been remarked upon by all of the artists, illustrators, engineering type people that I've given it to. Like, wow, this feels good in your hand. So that's cool. And of course, the interchangeable internals. Now, here's the con. And this is really the only con I have with this pencil, aside from it being a pencil. But all sarcasm aside, the only con is that this is pretty pricey. On the Kickstarter, you would get this for $60 for the stainless steel, copper, or bronze versions. And $60 for a pencil is kind of high for me, but the folks I talked to are like, $60 for a pencil isn't crazy. The reported on the Kickstarter retail price is going to be $120, and that made all but one of the people I showed it to kind of go, "Ooh, now I'm not going to pay $120 for a pencil." Now there are, I'm sure there are lots of people who will. This Kickstarter finished with. Oh, it doesn't even say now. Oh, yeah. $201,000 and change with 1,600 backers. So there are a lot of people who are into this kind of design. And actually, one of the people I showed it to is a maker, and he was like, yeah, I feel like a lot of Kickstarter projects like this one are actually underpriced. So, this may be, some more in the, pencil expert price range than I would think. But its competition is pretty stiff, I think, in the mechanical pencil department because, you're using basically graphite and you're interchanging that sort of stuff. And so there's a lot of options, I assume. However, the pencil that I grew up with, the venerable Pentel P207, is like 2 for $10. So that's quite a bit cheaper. That is, of course, a plastic body and all that kind of jazz. Then you've got the Uniball Kuratoga, what's that one called? The Revolution or something like that. Roulette seems right to me. And that's a rotating action pencil, which is pretty cool. And those go for $15. And then sort of the one that everybody agrees that I talked to is kind of like the boss of mechanical pencil land is the Rotring 600. And those go for $30. So even at the Kickstarter half off price of $60, this was twice as expensive as the Rotring. So keep that sort of thing in mind. But that is as far as I can tell, the only drawback of this pencil. It has been a joy to use, and I will be sending it back to its maker. Thanks for sending this out, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've got some pencil knowledge, what kinds of things you look for in a mechanical pencil, because I may get more of these in the future, and it'd be kind of interesting to see what's out there in the market and what people are loving and what people are disliking. So there you go. That's it. Peace out. Which is pretty cool. This is a very hardcore sort of pen or pencil. See, even I do that there. Pencil.